Hello, Rob McNeilly here, and thank you for being part of this free 4-week program, Creating Connections in Hypnosis. And today we're going to explore what will happen right at the very end of a session, say if someone's coming back, or how we can help a client to take the experience that's been beneficial and take it into their life. If someone comes to see us with a problem and they find at the end of the session, which you can start to expect will be the case, that they've got at least some resolution, maybe total resolution of their problem, that it's one thing for a client to feel okay in the session, in our presence, in the hypnotic experience, but they live in their life. So we want to find a way of bridging, a way of connecting the beneficial experience with their everyday life happenings. So it can be helpful to have a conversation with a client. It doesn't have to be prolonged, it can be quite brief, but a conversation about how they can take this learning into their life. So we can ask, how are you going to remember this? How are you going to make use of this? How are you going to use this experience in your life? Who's going to notice? How will you be aware of it? Just how soon do you think that will happen? And I also like to throw a bit of a spanner in the works by saying, even if you're feeling terrific now, I promise you it's not going to last. Because when someone's feeling good, there's a tendency to think, oh, I hope I can hang on to this. And we know what happens if we try and hang on to something. It's a way of losing it. So I always like to emphasize that it's not so much a matter of hanging on to something that you want, but being able to find your way back to it if you lose it. So we can ask, how are you going to take this into your life? What's going to be useful for you to remember this, to make use of it? And also to ask the question, when you forget this, how can you remind yourself? What can you do that can be helpful for you to get back to on track of where you want to be and not just get lost and feel that it's been all for nothing. So I think if we don't know whether someone's coming back, we can just ask that question about how they can link their experience into their ongoing life. If they are wanting to come back for another session as a follow-up or just as insurance or whatever, we can specifically say between now and the next time we meet, I'd like you to pay attention to when things are going well, when you're feeling the way you want to feel. And any time they're not, to pay attention to how you get back to it. And I'll be glad to talk with you next time we meet. So that's the exercise today. Right at the end of the session, just before someone leaves, ask some questions about how they are going to take their experience into their living, into their everyday life, into their ongoing experience of being with themselves in the world, not with us. So there's the exercise, pretty simple. Have some fun with it. Please leave a comment or send me an email, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.